Welcome to Courtney's Thoughts. I am Courtney, as you know by now. Has anyone seen the mini-series on Netflix called Painkillers? If you haven't seen it, I think you should. It was pretty good. It's about 10 episodes of about 40 minutes. Now, this is about the pharmaceutical industry, and it's about a gentleman that was running this company with his uncle. His uncle started this particular company. Now, the uncle passes, which the family was not prepared for because they didn't know. They thought they were all going to get some type of money out of his death. Well, come to find out, when they're sitting down with the lawyer, the company was in the hole. It was in debt. All of them were in debt because for some weird reason, he had everybody's social and all of their credit sound to be shot. Now, the nephew is just sitting there listening. And he gets up with two other uncles and starts talking about what he believes need to be done. And basically, he told them, we need another drug that we can push into the market that's going to hook people. Wow. So he started explaining things to these two men, which were his uncles, other uncles, and they were really apprehensive at first, but he just kept giving them the spiel and they started getting hype about it. So he goes and talks to one of the chemists that work for that particular pharmaceutical company, and he's telling him what he wants to do. He wants a drug that's going to take pain away and better people's lives. He brings up heroin, not the chemist, the nephew, and he's a doctor. And he starts talking about we need something else that's going to be just as strong and that's going to knock out the pain and keep them coming back. He's saying we want to get them addicted to this drug. The chemist is standing there looking shocked and kind of like, this isn't right. So the uncle just keeps talking. The chemist just standing there looking crazy. Hey, you hadn't walked away by now. So the man told him, the nephew, that's running the company now, that the uncle has passed. Hey, let's get to it. Let's start working on this. He walks away. So they get the drug going. And now they have to get the drug out. They hired pharmaceutical representatives. They specifically wanted a certain look of person, which was women, younger, and by the world standards, pretty. Now, these people were going into small towns, hawking this drug to different doctors' offices. And they were making sure they went. And mostly all these small towns they went to, all of the doctors were men. And they were enamored by these women, just sitting there looking like, oh my wow. Like, she's talking to me. It was insane. And they focused on this one woman. She was younger. That was a pharmaceutical rep. And she was grimy. She was having workshops and she was getting different people to sign on to be pharmaceutical reps for this company. And she zeroed in on this one girl, this one young lady. She was a college student and she needed some money. And she called this woman who had, I'm giving her card, like, give me a call, you're pretty, blah, blah, blah. She called her. She starts dealing with this woman. I mean, it was crazy. Even when she finally came to her, she's touching her, telling some, oh, you have a great build. Look at your face and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wow, to push a medicine. Talking about how she's looking. Okay, so the medicine is getting pushed out to these different doctor's offices in these smaller towns. And people are getting hooked like that. Now, they rolled the story over into a gentleman that owns an auto body shop in a small town. His stepson is messing around on a piece of equipment, and he's trying to get him off. He falls off of the equipment onto his back on another piece of equipment, and it looked as if he broke his back or something. Well, he had to have major back surgery. And the local doctor they was going to, now that doctor seemed pretty cool. He really didn't, nobody I'm sure really was a jerk just watching it, but this guy was really like a kind-hearted person. Talking about this particular doctor that was this guy who was an auto mechanic doctor. I think he's like the family doctor for this gentleman, and he was prescribed a pain pill after the surgery, and it was working a little bit at first, but like he and his wife went back to the doctor saying, I can't get any sleep, I need something else. Well, guess what? The doctor is all kind, all nice, knows really nothing about this medicine. That's another thing. These people, the pharmaceutical reps are that. They are sales reps. That is it. And it is up to these doctors to study, to get more information about these medicines. Well, these small doctor's offices in these small towns back then did not look into it at all. It was only one man that did. So that gentleman, the auto mechanics doctor, said, you know what? I have something that's going to knock it right out. You're going to get some rest. Your family's going to be at peace, blah, blah, blah. He wrote him a prescription for oxycodone. I have heard it called Oxycontin. I'm sure you all have heard it. If you haven't, it's still out there. It has not gone anywhere. They haven't even renamed it. So the gentleman starts taking the oxycodone, knocks the pain right out. But in the process, he gets addicted to it. Like it was the saddest thing. This was a straight up, straightforward guy, law-abiding, no problems, family man, great husband, great father, and he gets addicted to this crap. It was a sad thing to watch. And then going back to the young lady that started being that started being a rep for this pharmaceutical company, she started seeing too much. She started seeing people get hooked to this medicine, and she was shocked, and she just couldn't deal with it anymore. So there was a state attorney that found out about what was going on in these smaller towns. This lady, I don't know her name, but she was in a TV show called Orange is the New Black. But I've seen her. If you've ever seen the show Orange is the New Black, you've probably seen this lady. And she had almost like no personality, but she was smart. And she took her job seriously. And she started finding out all kind of stuff. And that young lady eventually, by episode, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7. So this might be a spoiler alert, guys. I don't know, but it's a very small one. The state attorney had went to her first. Because she was seeing her, she was following these people going into these doctors' offices. She started seeing these women, how they look. They're coming out the doctor's office all like giddy and all kind of weird stuff. And people are walking out the office with prescriptions of this new drug that the state attorney is finding out is called Oxycontin. So she approaches her, this young pharmaceutical rep, young lady, and start asking questions about it. Like, she was very aggressive. It's a turnoff. She was the type of person that's like a turnoff type of human, talking about the state attorney's person. And the girl started cursing at her. It was just acting a fool. But basically, that young lady got a conscience and couldn't deal with it anymore, because she started seeing people getting high off of that particular drug that they were hawking. So she went to that lady, the state attorney, and she was very woeful, very upset about it and sad. And the lady just didn't care. She was like, what, you want a hug or something? And the young lady had to leave. She left, she came back, and I guess it's like, I'm a woman up. I was hawking this. Something needs to be done about this. So basically, long story short, the gentleman that was the auto mechanic, he gets hooked. He eventually, again, spoiler alert, gets sick, has to go try to get off of the drugs. He was like 30 days sober from it. And his wife wouldn't let him stay back at home because there was a lot of issues within the household because he went down because of the drug. And he's staying at a local rundown motel. The people next door to him are blasting music. He's banging on the wall like, guys, come on, trying to get some rest. He gets up to go over there and talk to him. Well, when he gets in there, when he goes out, knock on the door opens. He walks in, it's some dope heads laid out on a sofa and a bed just knocked out. And he's trying to wake him up like, hey, guy, hey, lady, wake up, blah, blah, blah. And he looks over on the nightstand. What's there? Oxycontin. He's only 30 days sober now. And he's weak. He's trying not to. He was trying to walk out the door. He comes back in. What'd he do? He grabs it. I was really rooting for this man. My husband and I both. I was really rooting for him. Well, he ODs that day. He took everything. Everything. It was just so sad. And within the miniseries, after the beginning of each episode, there was someone that lost a family member in real life, talking about their son, their daughter, their niece, their dad, their mom, whoever. And that was a very touching miniseries. Again, Painkillers. Check that out if you haven't. Do you know anybody that happened to have gotten hooked to any pharmaceutical medicines? I do. It was a family member of mine, an aunt. She got hooked to other things too. It wasn't just the pharmaceutical drugs. It was street drugs, other things. She did end up losing her life. But it's just the point that these things are being hocked by the pharmaceutical industry so cavalierly. It's ridiculous. It's pathetic. And Thompson, we have the FDA, or they're going to look into it. And in that movie, if you watch that upset me. There was a dude from the FDA that kept finding issues with that drug. He kept blocking it from going higher or something. And finally, that pharmaceutical company, that guy, the nephew, they got a hold to him and they start offering him things, money, position in life. He took it. He fell for the bait. It went on for a year. He was not giving them no inches. Well, they gave him the right number and he took it. It was sad. That was a very heart-tugging movie. Well, TV show. I keep saying movie because it comes from Netflix. But you should check it out. If you have not, check it out. But if you have, let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. That would be so awesome, guys. And also, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one.